Internet that's not fast enough or no connection at all. A huge problem for hundreds of thousands of South Carolinians.
With digital learning often the only pandemic option, the digital divide is cutting off many of our students and teachers. More now in my 7 News original report. Candace Tucker's doing all she can to encourage her students virtually. This Broome High School AP Calculus teacher even delivered T-shirts to her socially distant seniors. But there's one thing she can't fix.
I can Zoom from my house, but the more people that get on that Zoom call with me, I guess the greater bandwidth it takes up. And there's just so much of a delay and so much buffering that we can't get anything done.
A strong, high-speed connection isn't far away from her home in Pacolet.
I live 937 feet from the Spectrum line. It comes all the way down my road and stops 3 houses from my house.
But she says the provider told her she wasn't worth it, and she tweeted that to the top educator in the state, Superintendent of Schools, Molly Spearman.
I sent it right before I went to bed one night. I was just angry, and she saw it, and she reached out to me, and she was she was hot. She was angry.
You got pretty annoyed by that. I got the vibe on Twitter.
I did, because I live out in a rural area. And thankfully, my electric cooperative, Mid Carolina Electric Cooperative, worked on broadband and has brought broadband into our very rural community.
Spearman jumped on the phone. The superintendent's husband even tweeted a photo of her getting involved to the calculus teacher.
With families saying, look, I would pay if I could, but I don't have access to the service. This is a long problem that has been in South Carolina. We need to address it. I think this pandemic has brought it to the forefront because it's not just education, Amy. It's K-12, it's college students, it's healthcare. It's mom and dad needing to apply for a job or to apply for unemployment, and they can't do it.
Candace Tucker's students have trouble connecting too.
My kids don't have good enough internet, so what I've started doing is put everything up for the week on Monday, and then sometime during the week they have been going somewhere where they could get good internet and get all their work done for the week at one time.
It's a huge problem in South Carolina.
Jim Stritzinger runs his own internet company. He recently appeared before Congress and has spent decades trying to solve South Carolina's internet problem.
So that number is 435,000 South Carolinians.
Wow.
It's almost 10% of the population.
That's nearly 1 in every 10 South Carolinians who can't connect. He's working with broadband providers to map the gaps so they can create new connections. Right now, the only maps are FCC maps that are years out of date.
We can see where their networks end, and we can get creative in extending from existing networks to homes that are in need. It's a big challenge. There are some short-term things we can do to improve Wi-Fi connectivity and things like that. But longer term, we have to bring federal dollars into the community. I mean, that's the way you really fix it.
The maps South Carolina is about to release will be the best in the nation because Jim says we're the only state mapping with real-time speed test data.
We got to be creative, and the fastest way to fix the problem is to extend existing infrastructure, right? If we have to build brand new stuff starting from zero, it takes a long time to get the money. If I wave my magic wand, I'm hoping we can connect every South Carolina citizen in 5 years.
You can bet I'm going to be at the table talking about this and doing what I can to help move this issue along forward.
As for Candace, forced right now to travel to a Sunday school room to teach, the internet provider near her came out to reevaluate extending the line.
I don't know what's going to come of it. We may still not be worth it to them, but we should be. I feel like we should be worth it to them.
We have a great update. Candace Tucker and 8 of her neighbors are getting high-speed internet. Spectrum tells 7 News they did decide to go ahead and extend that line. For all of us, it's about having enough speed. We want to show you a website. It's called speedtest.net, and it's very handy because when you hit the go button right in the middle of the screen there, it tells you your upload and your download speeds. Every time you run that test, whether you're on Wi-Fi at your house or work, you're just running around on a wireless carrier while you're out and about, you're helping Stritzinger and the state of South Carolina map the strength of our broadband. He's asking people in rural areas particularly to run this test. The company behind it is sharing results to make the maps better. Jim tells me right now we are the only state in the nation that's getting this data from this test. And by helping to identify problem spots, he says we are all becoming part of the solution. On our website, we have more in-depth interviews and an exclusive first look at the first broadband maps being built with this technology.